So if people really are at risk for losing their money or even temporary access to their money, why not get out while the getting's good? Ms. DeVito, if a crisis hit the banking system, does history suggest that a depositor, even a very big depositor, needs to worry about whether they will be able to access their money if it's at a community bank?
More often than not, all failed bank depositors are eventually made whole through resolution or once a bank's assets are sold. That can take time, sometimes weeks, months, years, for depositors to get that money back. And that kind of lag and general disruption can be incredibly harmful to businesses, especially larger depositors who need access to their funds. So large depositors at smaller institutions would be right to worry.
Okay, so it's not a huge risk, but it's a real risk. And since 2007, about 7% of failed banks had uninsured depositors that have still not fully recovered their money. Now, Ms. DeVito, what about the giant banks, the too big to fail banks? Does history suggest that a depositor should worry even a little about deposits in excess of $250,000 FDIC cap at those giant banks?
No, the federal government has demonstrated that it will take actions to backstop depositors at the biggest banks, no matter the financial cost. It then does recoup those losses by levying increased assessments, but those are spread across all banks. So this has created a system of implicit, unlimited coverage for the largest banks.
So what that says is that when depositors trigger a run, they're actually acting rationally. These businesses flee to the place that they know their money will be ready for them for sure 100% when they need it. And while my community bank down the street and JP Morgan Chase may have the same official $250,000 insurance cap on paper, the fact of the matter is, if the two go underwater, the government's throwing the unlimited insurance life vest to JP Morgan Chase. Depositors run to the giant banks because they know the government will bail them out. So, Mr. Frazier, are the too big to fail banks paying for this extra measure of insurance?
So from a transparency standpoint, I can speak about my bank and how much we pay into the system. And, we pay on average 7.7 basis points is, I think, our premium that we last calculated. I know that all the institutions are subject to the same schedule of calculations related to the risks that are in place. And I'll get to your answer in a minute. And whether or not that deposit insurance scheme fully captures those implied guarantees and risks, it's beyond my ability to assess.
Look, you just said it, though. Everybody's getting charged the same amount for these $250,000 caps, only it turns out that the too big to fail banks are getting a whole lot more than a $250,000 caps. And what I'm worried about here is that we're seeing the too big to fail banks get unlimited insurance without paying for it.
Happy Thursday, friends. This is important news. Social Security recipients could now face an increase in wait times to receive their monthly benefits. Also, Congress is expected to decrease funding for several programs, including Medicare and Social Security. Retirement eligibility may also be adjusted. My friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all the details. Tomorrow, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Dear friends, please make sure you enter the weekly giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. As Republicans start laying out their proposals for what spending to cut next year, Social Security Administration employees are warning that their budget could mean longer wait times and potentially dire circumstances for millions of beneficiaries. In a letter to the House Appropriations Committee, the American Federation of Government Employees, which is a union representing hundreds of thousands of workers, said the GOP's proposed funding levels would devastate the agency's ability to serve the American public. Republicans on the committee released their bill last week, including a $183 million cut to the Social Security Administration. According to the SSI's data, the union warned that the already underfunded agency could see its standing issues, like long wait times for accessing benefits and longer lines at its offices, only become worse. As of June 2023, the average wait time for callers to Social Security's customer service and information number was a little over 45 minutes. And for some, the wait for benefits is more costly. A 2020 report, which looked at fiscal years 2014 through 2018, found that about 48,000 Americans had to file for bankruptcy as they awaited a final decision on their disability appeals. Meanwhile, nearly 110,000 Americans died during that same period before they heard back on a final decision. Experts say that more cuts to SSA will result in a rapid increase of wait times, force SSA offices to close in many communities, and reduce service hours to the public. The Office of Management and Budget found in March that should the SSA funding be cut, it may take months longer for benefits to reach Social Security recipients, and they could experience worse customer service as well. Social Security has remained a hot topic across both party lines. Earlier this year, Congress was tasked with raising the debt ceiling to ensure the government would not run out of money to pay its bills and cover spending obligations that include major programs like Medicare and Social Security. Republicans refused to raise the debt ceiling without any spending cuts attached, but they ended up agreeing with Democrats that Social Security cuts would be off the table in those negotiations. Aside from Social Security, lawmakers could be facing a budget showdown this fall over a number of contentious issues. For example, Republicans on the House Appropriations Committee are proposing to cut funding for the Federal Student Aid Office at a time when the student loan payments are resuming after a 3-year pause. And some Democrats also think Social Security should see a similar influx in spending. Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Elizabeth Warren have repeatedly introduced legislation that would bolster Social Security checks by $2,400, which would be subsidized by upping taxes on the wealthy. Senator Bernie Sanders said in a statement, "Our job is to expand Social Security so that every senior in America can retire with the dignity that they deserve, and every person with a disability can live with the security they need." So, dear friends, what are your thoughts on all of this? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Republican presidential contender and Governor Ron DeSantis has announced that he supports changes to Social Security for millennials and younger generations. But this past week, DeSantis said that current seniors should be protected from changes to the program. Governor DeSantis stood by his support for raising the retirement age for Social Security for those who are in their 30s and 40s. DeSantis supported privatizing the program and raising the retirement age to 70 years old during his stint in the House of Representatives. AARP predicted that if the trust fund is depleted, the program would only be able to pay approximately 80% of the benefits to which retired and disabled workers are entitled. Well, my awesome and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Thursday. My dearest friends, tomorrow I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Thursday.